take a bunch of preteens and teenagers going through hormonal warfare and body odor and puberty, and you put them all in a compact area, and you get a jungle. And basically, what America decided to call that jungle is middle school. Now, in order to tell this story, I gotta explain some things. In middle school, we all had our friends, or how do I want to say this? In middle school, we all had like friends that, they meant good, but sometimes they just take a joke too far, or sometimes you tell them to chill out and they just don't chill out at all. Those, he has a good heart, but he's just really annoying type friends. Yeah, I had a friend like that in middle school. Like I said, we all have that annoying friend with a good heart. He's just annoying. My friend, his name was Nick. All right. And for some reason, Nick just loved to book check me. I don't know. Just for some reason, he just loved that. Loved to harass me. And in a way, we were buddies, that's how men are, You traumatize each other, and then afterwards, it's like, hey, you really know, you're my bro, right? Like you can come to me with anything. And I remember one time in the science class, we came to the tables, we sat down, very casual. And I think if I remember correctly, I had walked to the bathroom, I had went to the bathroom, and low-key, I took a whole adventure. And then I came back, and I come into the classroom, and the teacher's distracted, and the class is really just, I guess it's like free time, everyone's talking, it's real casual, or like class ain't really start yet type shit. And there's Nick, and in his hand is my binder, and he just has this shit, and he throws it in the air, and he just punched the shit out of the shit, and then it hits the ground, and then he picks it up, and he punched the shit out of it again, and hits the ground. And the thing about it was, that was a new 5-star notebook binder. And to make it even worse was, when you had an old binder, the little rings would get uneven and tear your papers up. And I hated that. That was my biggest pet peeve, was those uneven binder rings. I couldn't stand it. So that new binder, I was like, I'm going to keep these rings even as possible for as long as possible. And then I came in and I saw Nick putting the shit out of my binder. I said, God damn it. It was a new binder out of the wrap and everything. Brand new binder. I was like, God damn it. So naturally, being a middle schooler at that time, I had to get revenge. And I remember a long time ago, this kid told me, don't get even, get odd, because odd is even. And what he was basically saying was, if someone does something to you, you have to do that thing back to them, but with interest. You always have to stay a level above your enemies. So, I'm sitting there scheming on what I could do to Nick's binder to make sure that we're even, but odd, because odd is even. If that makes sense, it probably doesn't. And we're sitting in class, and then Nick goes, hey, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? And he walks off to the bathroom. And then in this moment, it's another one of these situations where it's like the teacher's distracted and it's a little bit of free time or whatever. So he walks off into the bathroom, and I'm just sitting there. I'm eyeing his binder like a psychopath. And there's this other kid at the table, Tony. He's not saying much, but he'll come into play later. So what happens is, I get up. I move to his side of the table. I take his binder. I put it on the floor, and I open it up. And I see that those rings are even. So instantly, I just start sweating profusely, because I know what I'm about to do. I'm about to commit. I'm about to commit a goddamn crime. and I'm just foaming at the mouth. I'm bouncing around. I'm shaking and shit like I'm Randy Orton waiting to deliver the most vicious, brutal RKO of all time. And those rings were on the floor. And mind you, when I was in middle school, I was very weak and frail. So in order to compensate, in order to compensate for this, anything I ever did, I always put my whole body into it, 100%. I always went times 20 Kaioken on everything, just to get the job done. So again, the binder's on the floor. I'm standing over the binder. I'm looking at it. I know what I'm about to do. And Tony's like, I guess he just had the same wavelength because he looks at me and he's like, do it. Like Palpatine, he's like, follow your darkness. Do it. So what I did was, I winded up. I got my shake on like I was Randy Orton or some shit. And I lifted my foot in the air and I stomped on that shit. I stomped on the middle ring like I was Seth Rollins delivering a curb stomp to the back of someone's neck. I stomped on that shit. My knee was at one point above my head. That's how high I got my leg up. And when I stomped in it, I said, Doom! And when I stomped on it, this kid, Tony, goes, God damn, you stomped on that. I knew when he had that reaction, I said, oh boy, I think I OD'd. I think I overdid it with this one, man. And I looked down, and mind you, I just wanted to jack his rings up a little bit. But since I had to throw my whole body into the thing, the rings, or specifically the middle ring, is completely flattened. It's flattened. It's fucked. It looks like, those cartoons where the character gets flattened and they're thin as a piece of paper. It's that. His binder, he's not opening that shit up no time soon. It's done. It's over. And Tony's just laughing. I'm looking at the binder like I just committed a crime. So what I did is I took the binder, I picked it up, I zipped it up, I put it back on the spot, the exact position Nick had left it. I went back to my seat and I sat down with a blank face. And Tony is just laughing at me. And he's actually mimicking me. And he's like, oh, that's what you said. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm quiet. I'm sitting there. About 5 minutes pass. And Nick comes back into the classroom. I make no... When he comes back into the classroom, I make no eye contact. I'm very quiet. I don't make eye contact. But I'm watching him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my eye on him. I'm very quiet. I don't say anything. Tony's kind of got a grin on his face. And I'm just trying to survive. Because the thing is that Nick was significantly bigger than me. We were friends, but I mean that motherfucker was bigger than me. So he wanted to whip my ass. There was nothing I could do. I ain't gonna hold you. If he wanted to whip my ass, that was my ass. Like, goddamn. Like, we just gonna have to take that out. But I'm just sitting there quiet. And the teacher just goes on this tirade about I don't know, it's middle school, so no one cares about their grades or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. So the teacher's fed up with that. Like, you're all gonna fail. Why don't you get your shit together? You're all gonna fail. And she's like, you need to be paying attention to me. And meanwhile, Nick opens his binder, and I'm watching all this unfold because he sits right in front of me. He opens his binder. He looks at his rings. He sees that them bitches is flattened. And at first, he just sits there. And then he tries to unflatten them bitches. And them rings is metal, yo. So, he's just there just... like, you can hear him grunting. And then he starts whimpering, trying to unflatten those rings. Tony's looking at him, then looking at me and just snickering. I have a completely blank face because on the one hand, I saw what I did and I saw how he was reacting, and I was just like, damn, how could I do this to a friend? I mean, I should have just maybe took my binder with me so that he didn't mess with it, or I should have just let it go. I didn't have to take things this far. That's one half of me. And the other half of me is like,
down, I did it because I liked it. Hell, I loved it. I'm sitting here, I'm just itching. I'm itching to do it again. And you,
because I was fed up that he kept kicking my binder around. So mind you, I'm watching him. He's whimpering. And like everyone's eyes are on the teacher except for me and Nick's, because I'm looking at Nick and he's looking at his binder. And then all of a sudden, the teacher goes, Nick, why are you not paying attention? This man is too focused on trying to get those rings back into a normal position. So what? He doesn't even look up. He just goes, he broke my fucking binder. The whole class just bust out laughing, except for me and Nick, because I feel terrible. And this man's binder is just fucked. This is a terrible story. And what did the teacher do? Nothing. She just kind of looked at him and then went back to teaching. I guess she had saw that he was just crying, and she just did nothing, you know? And in that moment, the revenge felt good, but at the same time, I just felt terrible. Like, I did not feel good at all. And mind you, it's a middle school, so, you know, we traumatize each other, and we're friends afterwards. But, I mean, I felt extra bad. As soon as class ended, me and Nick both walk out the classroom together. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something that was just like I did not expect him to say. It was just so casual. Like, he was like, bro, you really fucked my binder up. And we just walked out, and I felt terrible. So I was like, yo, you know, I have an extra binder at home. If you want me to, I can bring that to you tomorrow, or you can have my binder. And he was like, nah, it's cool. And it's fine. It's whatever. Like, he was like, nah, it's cool. And that was it. I was like, are you sure? Like, it's not much of a hassle. He was like, nah, I think I have an extra one at home. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, nah, it's fine. I think my mother's going to kill me, though, because she's going to be like, what the hell happened to your binder? But no, it's cool. I'm good. After that, from that day on, me and Nick had an unspoken truce. And no one messed with anybody's binder at all. He still did traumatize me later. And we still had our back and forth, but nobody's binder was harmed for the rest of the middle school career. Middle school is like a jungle. If the animals just did not give any type of fuck about anything else, the middle school is a nightmare. Yeah. That's how I want to end the video. Middle school is a fucking nightmare. All right, see ya.
When it's time to put my burnt body in a case, tell my mama I said thank you.